It's time. Hello, Crafty Crandall fam. It is finally time for a sketchbook tour. I am so excited. I have finished this sketchbook. It was a wild ride. This is a handbook, paper company, field watercolor journal in the 8x8 size. I kept this on because, I don't know, I didn't mind it. Clearly this hasn't gone through very much wear and tear because it's still in pretty good condition. But without any further ado, let's hop in, shall we? So I haven't done anything on the cover. I don't usually do anything on the cover of my sketchbooks. So in contrast to many other YouTubers, this is bare. I started this sketchbook on May 2nd, 2020. So right in the midst of lockdown and COVID and working from home and all of that. And finished on September 27th, 2021. That was Monday when I'm filming this. The first piece that you see here is a painting that I did at a lighthouse. It was really beautiful, and as you can see, I attempted to manage some sense of the water, but honestly it didn't turn out that great. But I love this view, and it was a lot of fun to paint. Obviously the perspective's wonky, but yeah, it was fun nonetheless. The next piece is in here, so this is of my friend Driver. I've got a couple of friend paintings in here that I did, so I think that these are super fun to do, and I love just making art of different people. This piece is from my website launch. I was very excited, craftycrandall.com. You can see my art portfolio there, and so I did the Crafty Penguin, just listening to music, which I love to do, painting, blogging. I haven't blogged much lately, but I started YouTube, so there's that. The next piece is from actually a bunch of walks that I did. I saw some beautiful wildflowers, and I just really wanted to capture them. This one had a really cool stem. It had like this little pattern on it. And then I saw some irises. Irises are some of my favorite flowers. And overall, I just really like how these came out. They were from reference that I took with photos from life, so that makes them special as well. This piece is from one of my favorite songs, Pushing Back the Dark by Josh Wilson. If you haven't listened to it, it is a phenomenal song. It really helps you do just that, push back the dark. And obviously, like I said, I started this in May 2020. Might not have been in the best state at that point, so this was a really therapeutic drawing for that reason. Aha! Now we have some screen cap redraws from Gotham. So we got Mr. Bruce Wayne, we got Penguin, and the Riddler. So these were super fun to do. I really like how desaturated his facial tone is, and then how much warmer Bruce's facial tone is. I tried to keep really consistent with the colors in the screen caps. This one had such cool lighting, and I never pulled off finishing the painting for it, so that's a little bit disappointing. I didn't love how his facial features came out, and I was going to try to fix it with paint, but to be honest, I never really got around to it. This piece was tough. I was having a really bad day. This is kind of reminiscent of me and my facial structure, I guess. I like to put my hair in a bun, and I just did like a really loose wet wash. You can see I kind of like tilted the paper to have the water run off, and did a lot of splatter effects because I was just in the mood to throw paint on paper and then not care too much about how it came out. This is another friend piece, my friend Jen. She's amazing. I love her. She is really into photography, and she loves wildlife. So we got a snake here and some birdos because she loves birds. So this is Jen. And then on the flip side here, we've got Brittany with her little dog Mikey. So again, really had fun with these paintings. This piece is another from life drawing. It's not one particular scene, like this part. So this tree, the water, this tree, and this tree were kind of all in the same place on like a bench that I was sitting on. I love light posts, so I drew a light post from where I was, and then I tried to draw an Oriole, but to be honest, didn't come out the best. But you know what? It's a sketchbook. Don't care. This was an attempt at a really cool gouache skull. I was all excited to make like this really cool purple skull with gouache, but I just didn't have the skills to make it what I wanted. Like I couldn't capture the purple, I couldn't capture the tones, the values, the way that I wanted to, and so to be honest, it just looks kind of like a mess. Similarly, this piece is kind of a mess. Another just bad day, so yeah, as you can see, again, honestly, wait, if we go back, this is pretty much the same. You can see I really like this kind of portrait, like 3/4 view with the messy bun, so I am consistent, if nothing else. These were super fun. So these two I referenced directly from Google. Like these are not original concepts by any stretch of the imagination. I think I Googled sunset and these were what showed up. Were super fun to draw. And then this is actually a painting of a tree that no longer exists because they cut it down at my apartment complex, which is super frustrating. But it was this really great tree. I loved painting it, and I kind of miss those trees because they were just a really fun view outside of my art studio window. This is the only piece that I did as far as like a planning piece goes in this sketchbook. I don't normally use my sketchbooks to plan, so not really sure why I did here, but this was for my Poppy War cover redraw, which I've got a video on actually, so I'll try to like leave that up here in the cards for you if you're interested in watching it. But this was just basically, like I said, repainting the Poppy War cover. The actual full illustration that was post-planning is the one on the video, so this is kind of a planning for it. Moving on, this was my attempt at like a monochromatic city. I didn't have a reference for it, I was just going off my brain, and it didn't come out great, but you know, it was fun. This is for a song, I think it's Cadence by Anne Boleyn, I'm not really sure at this point because I didn't write it down here, but I think it was definitely an Anne Boleyn song. So I painted this heart, which I actually really like how the heart itself came out, and then I don't think that the Hold Me Here Until I Sleep really is well captured with these ropes. Could have done a better job there, I think. Oh my gosh, Folklore. When Folklore came out, it was such a saving grace. It was like the first new music in a really long time because of COVID, and it like dropped out of nowhere with like 1 day's notice, and oh my gosh, thank you, Taylor Swift. So this was me redrawing the Folklore album art because I freaking love that album. And then obviously here we've got a smile a little more. This wasn't actually referenced from anything. This was just out of my brain, which for being that, I'm not mad at it. I kind of like how it turned out. I am not very good at hair, so I don't love how the hair came out, but honestly, like facial feature wise, not mad at it. Kind of looks a little cool. And we all need to smile a little more. This is so accurate. Aha, all right. This was originally for the song, shoot, what song was it? It was a Taylor Swift song. Oh, it was The One. Yeah, The One by Taylor Swift. I drew this like in reference to that song, but digitally I like redid it for my Instagram page, and I like put numbers here because it was supposed to be for the quote regarding coloring by numbers in that song. So that's what this is for. Another portrait out of my memory. The chin here looks really stupid, but yeah, it's fine. Again, hair. Not very good at getting the hair. If anyone has good hair tutorials, link me in the comments. I would love to see them. These were Gouache Studies, so these again were all referenced from Google. This I think is like the San Francisco Bridge. It was a really cool sunset. I love how this turned out. It doesn't look at all like the reference, but I still think it looks really cool. This boat I think actually looks pretty cool too. And these were just like me testing my skills with gouache basically. So not mad at them. And I kind of love, so the MT tape. I'm telling you guys, MT brand masking tape is how I get these amazingly crisp lines without any paper damage. Oh, I forgot this was in here. So this is my fish, Sunshine. We got fish for our pond, which is drawn over here. And this was so sad. My poor fish. He ended up dying. And so I painted him, and I love how this painting came out. I think it's beautiful. I'm actually like, it sounds stupid to be like, I'm so impressed, but this is like one of my most impressive paintings, to be honest. The background, not so much, but the fish, just, I can't. So sad. And again, this is like the MT tape, so I'm telling you this tape is the best. This is my first painting with my Shinhan watercolors that my aunt and uncle got me for my birthday, which was such an amazing gift, and I really like them. There is a video on my channel that I will link for that one. Honestly, from this point out, most pages have a video, so I'm not going to be able to link all of them, but if you look at my channel, the rest of the artwork in here is probably familiar, so I apologize for that, but I like using this sketchbook, and it was just a really good sketchbook for YouTube, honestly. It's like a really good size, and it held water really well, so I like the sketchbook a lot in general. This next page, so this is not featured in a video anywhere. These are just some self-portraits. I took some selfies like I've got a, what is this even called? I don't know, it's just a piece of artwork that I have in my house, and so I took a bunch of selfies of me next to it in different moods, and I kind of love how these turned out. They're really cute. And then on this page, which transferred a little bit as you can see, I did my The Last Coffee Bean Draw This in Your Style, which was so much fun to do. The Last Coffee Bean is one of my favorite artists. Their style is so cool. They use such saturated colors, and so this was my version of their piece that they did for that. There is also a video for this. These two are just some fan work. So remember the 5th of November. This is a V for Vendetta reference. I watch V for Vendetta every 5th of November. I love it to death, so I guarantee this page was done on the 5th of November. And then this is a piece of Beth Harmon from The Queen's Gambit, because I loved that show. I hate how this hand turned out. It drives me nuts every time I look at it, because I feel like I love painting hands, and this just does not do it justice. But anyway, that's me learning. This page is also a video on my channel, but these were so much fun to do. So much fun. So I did these in gouache. These are acrylic gouache, and I laid out paper on my sketchbook, and I just really wanted a different background for my pieces, and this served its purpose. I love this. I definitely want to do this again and continue this kind of painting on a different surface within the confines of a sketchbook to kind of vary it up across the pages. Kind of in keeping with that, so I'm going to skip this one for a second. I did a collage on this page. So this was a collage with me. I saved this from a tissue box, and it inspired the rest of the piece. So really fun. Love collaging. Highly recommend for just like a therapeutic artistic outlet without having to like draw anything. This page, is a self-portrait of me. I did an underpainting in gouache. This was my first time doing an underpainting. I watched a Mary Sanch video, which if you don't know, she's an amazing gouache artist here on YouTube, so you can look her up. I'll try to remember to link her in the description box, so Mary Sanch. And I really like how this came out, honestly. This was also acrylic gouache, and look at the hand here. This hand makes me super, super proud. I really love how it looks. And so this was like kind of a redemption from the last piece. All right, so this piece is a screen cap redraw that I did from Peaky Blinders. It was a cool show. I only watched like the first season or two. I'm not even sure if I got to the second season, but it was interesting. I enjoyed it. This is also a video on my channel. This page is actually the most recent page that I did. So I had ended up, so let me go back. From this piece, I had a bunch of leftover black acrylic gouache on my palette, and I didn't want to waste it, and acrylic gouache doesn't re-wet. So I took that paint and I just smeared it onto this page. I used it all and just put it on this page. And I left it like that for months. And just yesterday, I came back, or yesterday, Monday, I don't know. I came back and I did this really cool collage with random stuff that I had around the house. So I had these 2 stickers from a Star Wars sticker set. This was from a gift that someone gave me. They gave me a gift bag and it had this really cool, you can't see it reflecting, there you go, hummingbird on it. So I cut out the hummingbird. I'm one of those people, I save everything. If you give me a gift, I'm gonna save the wrapping paper. It's just how I am. And then this is from a magazine, and then I used my Posca pen to kind of color over it, and then I had a leftover apple sticker, so I just made a cool collage. These are both videos on my channel, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. This is a Shadow and Bone screen cap redraw. I never did finish watching this show. I don't know if it was any good. I don't watch a lot of TV. I don't. So for me to watch a show, it's got to be really gripping really fast, like The Queen's Gambit was. That show gripped me and sucked me in. Shadow and Bone, not so much, because I've read the books, and it was good, but it wasn't great. This is for the song Burning Man by Dierks Bentley. Love the song. And that's about it. This was comparing watercolor to gouache. So this side is watercolor and this side is gouache. And obviously this is the Evermore Album Art. I thought it would be cool to do the Evermore Album Art because I had done the Folklore Album Art prior to this. So I thought it was kind of a cool idea. And I really love how pieces of these came out. I like how the hair and the background came out here, and I like how the coat and different parts of the hair came out here. My Pokemon one. So I drew Pokemon from memory, and this is how it came out. I still really, I still think of Murkrow as this. Like, this is how I envision Murkrow in my head, still, even though I've looked it up since then. Hitmonlee I still envision without hands, so I kind of, like this page, I still see the Pokemon this way. These two, I've come to my senses and realized that this is not how they look, so there you have it. This page was kind of a much more recent, so I kind of put down the sketchbook for a little while in between these for like a couple weeks, like 3 or 4 weeks, and then I came back and I did this painting just from memory, just to get a painting out on paper. I don't love how it looks. I'm not super happy with it, but honestly, it was necessary to get me back into painting in like a painting mood. This piece I love. It's my Colors Collide piece. I have a video on this one. I still love how it looks. It is exactly what I wanted, and I really want to create a more finished piece on my watercolor block paper, because I think this kind of wash really kind of lends itself to blocked paper because it's a lot of water that you need to do this kind of wash, but still love this concept. Aha! This was my not my most recent video, but one of my most recent videos. I loved doing this. This was my plein air painting. It was so much fun to do, and I just, again, I know I said it like 8 times in the video, but if you have not just sat down and painted something outside, I highly recommend it. This, you have not seen. This is a painting of the dog Raven. So I was outside painting this, and this nice gentleman came by and he asked to see what I was painting, and he had this gorgeous dog. So this is his dog Raven. I painted her after the fact, and really, I don't know, I don't love how it came out because I think that the shine on the eye here kind of detracts from this eye over here, but I didn't even fix it because it doesn't even matter. It's just a happy memory of getting to pet a dog and interact with a dog while I was having a really fun time painting this. So, memories in my sketchbook. These were done super recently. This is again like an attempt at a collage. So when I bought my handmade sketchbook, they included pieces of kind of the books that they take the covers from, and so I took the page that they gave me, I like ripped it up and I put it in my sketchbook, and then I highlighted certain words with red to try to make, I don't know, a story, I guess, but it didn't turn out great, but I like how it looks. Then I used the same similar kind of concept here, but I used my Posca pens to create a rainbow to kind of make it happier on the other side. And then the final piece in this sketchbook is the contest entry that I did for the Switchfoot and Tarot contest. I still absolutely love how this came out. I think it is exactly as I envisioned it, and it is not often that I can say that. Truly, as an artist, it is like one piece out of 100 that comes out the way that I wanted it to, and this is one of those pieces for me. So this one is really, really special, and I'm just really happy with it. And it is great to end a sketchbook on that note. So we come to the end. Thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. This sketchbook has been such a wild ride in my artistic journey, and I am very excited to start on the next one, but also to continue to reflect on this one, what worked, what didn't, and just improve from there. If you liked this video, please feel free to give it a like. Please feel free to subscribe down below. Click the subscribe button, and if you're interested, click the notification bell to get notified when I post. I post new art and book related content on Tuesdays and sometimes on Fridays. Thank you guys again for watching. Again, I appreciate it. Have a good one. I will catch you in the next one. Bye!